Hello, my name is Joshua Brown from the interview training company, howtobecome.com, and in this presentation, I will teach you how to pass your freshers walk-in interview. So if you are a fresher, recent graduate, or have no prior work experience, and you have a walk-in interview coming up for any role whatsoever, then please make sure you watch this video from start to finish because I'm going to help you to stand out and succeed. To achieve that goal, this is what I'll cover. I'll start off by giving you some quick essential tips for passing your walk-in interview for freshers. I'll then give you a list of the most common freshers walk-in interview questions that I strongly recommend you prepare for. I'll provide you with example high-scoring answers to those questions before finally telling you how you can download further resources, including all of the answers to help you to prepare. And just very quickly, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I want to help you to pass any interview you ever attend, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please don't forget to hit that like button because this tells me you find these tutorials useful. Okay, to start with, let's take a look at my top 7 powerful tips for walk-in interview questions for freshers. So, tip number 1, turn your lack of experience into a positive. Where you lack in work experience, you will need to make up for it with your positivity and enthusiasm for the role that you are being interviewed for. Be positive in both your demeanour during the interview and also in how you answer the questions being asked. You could say, for example, although I may lack experience, I make up for this with my positivity and can-do attitude. I'm eager to start a career and be successful with the same employer for years to come. And I think my enthusiasm to do well as you visualising me as someone you can train up to be the ideal employee for the role, makes me the perfect candidate for this position. Now, tip number 2 is research their company. Consider carefully why it is that you want to work for their company. You must conduct research to demonstrate your dedication to their goals and objectives. Tip number 3, keep your answers short. This is vital. Make sure your answers are always 2 minutes or less. In fact, as you will see in a second from the powerful example answers that I will share with you, all of these answers are under 30 seconds. And that is deliberate because of the nature of a walk-in interview. The hiring managers are going to be interviewing many people throughout the day, and often many in the same room at the same time. You don't want them there checking their watch. Keep your answers concise, short, but powerful. Tip number 4, make sure you're looking smart and presentable before attending your interview to make a great first impression. Remember that unlike most interviews, the hiring managers will have had no contact at all with you ahead of your interview. And so this will truly be their first impression of you. It's also worth noting that due to the nature of walk-in interviews, as I've mentioned, the interview panel will be speaking with possibly dozens, if not hundreds of people on that day, and this means you need to be the standout candidate. Tip number 5, be organised. Before heading off to your interview, make sure you have an up-to-date resume, cover letter and identification. Due to the one-off nature of a walk-in interview, you don't want to miss out on the opportunity by forgetting anything. Tip number 6 is study the job description in detail. I strongly recommend that you thoroughly review the job description. In your walk-in interview, you will need to demonstrate that you possess the skills and qualities necessary to succeed in the role. For walk-in interviews, remember that the hiring managers will be interviewing large volumes of candidates, all trying to demonstrate the same thing. You can give yourself the upper hand by preparing examples of how you've exemplified these skills and qualities in your professional life previously. And finally, tip number 7 is to make sure you ask the interviewer questions. Just like with traditional interviews, at the end of your walk-in interview, the hiring manager or interview panel is more than likely to offer you the chance to ask them some questions. So I suggest you prepare some well thought out questions at the end of your interview. Here are 3 questions that I recommend you ask. What are the plans for your company over the next few years? And if I prove to be a good employee, would there be an opportunity for me to stay here? This is great to ask as it shows you have a genuine interest in where the company is heading and you want to be around for the long term. Question 2 that you could ask is, what has frustrated you about freshers who have held this position in the past? I'd be keen to learn from anything they've failed to do. Again, this is great as it shows that you don't just want to get the job, but you want to excel in the job also. And question 3 that you could ask is, what would you want me to concentrate on in the first few weeks of starting in the role if I'm successful? I love this one as it gets the hiring manager visualizing you in the role. Okay, let's take a look at the first freshers walk-in interview question to prepare for and a brilliant example answer to go along with it. That first question is, tell me about yourself. Now, this interview question is one that frequently comes up as the very first interview question that you will have to answer in a job interview. And you're going to be asked this question because the hiring manager and interview panel want to be able to quickly determine if you are going to be a good fit for their team and to also assess your communication skills. If you give a weak answer, you will probably fail the interview. So it's really important that you prepare and practice this answer thoroughly before you attend your walk-in interview. So I would view this as your opportunity to get your interview off to a flying start and be that standout candidate. Therefore, make sure in your answer you talk about the skills and qualities that you have, not your home life or your personal life. Instead, focus on your passion for this role and the experience that you can bring to it. And finally, describe how you're going to add value to their company. And make sure you download that job description and focus on telling them how your skills are a perfect match for it. It's really, really important that you do that because that job description is your blueprint for answering these interview questions and scoring highly. So for example, if on the job description they state they're looking for someone who's a team worker, someone who's hardworking and professional, then make sure you use those exact words throughout your walk-in interview answers. So here is a brilliant example answer to help you. Tell me about yourself. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be interviewed for this position at your company today. My name is Joshua and I've not long graduated from college with various skills and qualifications that make me a perfect fit for this job. I may lack job experience, but I more than make up for it with my passion, eagerness to learn, hard work, and a drive to establish a successful career in my field. I maintain a healthy lifestyle outside of work, which keeps my energy and focus levels high. I'm a high achiever, and I'm used to working in fast-paced environments, which means I complete more work than a typical employee, and I'm adaptable to change. If you hire me, I'll work hard to repay the confidence you placed in me by supporting the organisation in achieving its goals and commercial objectives. Wow, what a powerful way to answer that opening interview question. Tell me about yourself, or sometimes it may be asked as introduce yourself. Let's now take a look at the next interview question, which is, what's your biggest weakness? This is probably the hardest interview question to answer. And do not say you are a perfectionist. Everyone says this, and the hiring manager will not be impressed. You must give a sincere answer, such as, you find it hard to say no to people and take on too many tasks. You're not good at public speaking, or you lack leadership experience. That's a good weakness, as it will be expected that you lack leadership experience when you have little or no prior work experience. Just make sure that you demonstrate that you're keen to develop your leadership experience in the role and you'd welcome any opportunity to learn. So remember, the hiring manager is asking you this question because they want to analyze your self-awareness and your ability to be honest. So let's take a look at a brilliant example answer to that interview question. What is your biggest weakness? My biggest weakness is the fact that I may lack job experience compared to those already in the industry. However, although I may lack experience, I make up for this with my positivity and can-do attitude. I'm eager to start a career and be successful with the same employer for years to come, and I think my enthusiasm to do well, as well as you visualizing me as someone you can train up and shape to be the ideal employee for the role, makes me the perfect candidate for the role. Now don't go anywhere, as I still have more interview questions and answers to give you, but when you're ready, click that link in the top right hand corner. It will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can download my 30 walk-in interview questions and answers for all job roles to give you the edge in your interview, including the ones we're covering right now. Okay, here is the next interview question for freshers, and that is, how did you hear about this position? Now the hiring manager is asking you this question as they want to understand your motivations for applying. A great tip here is to say that you've been focusing on achieving the right academic qualifications to succeed in the position, and you've been eager to work for their organisation for a long time. Here's a great example answer to help you. How did you hear about this position? I found out about this position since I frequently read your website's job listings. I've been working towards this position for many years, trying to get the academic qualifications needed for the role. As soon as I spotted the job posting, I was all set to apply. Since I've used your goods and services firsthand, and because everyone I know has worked here has had positive things to say about you and the way the management team runs the company, I have long desired to work for your organisation. The next walk-in interview question for freshers is, what are your strengths? Now my best tip here is to make sure your strengths match the job description. The job description lists all of the essential strengths and qualities that they are looking for. Key strengths that all hiring managers look out for include an ability to work quickly, for you to be able to solve problems independently, and for you to have great communication skills. So here's a great example answer to help you. What are your strengths? My high level of enthusiasm, passion, energy, dedication, and self-discipline are some of my best strengths. You will get to mold me into the ideal employee because I am fresh to the workplace and eager to learn. I consider myself to be someone who is honest and caring, and I will always support my colleagues as they carry out their responsibilities, because doing so will allow me to discover more about the business, and I fully appreciate the importance of everyone collaborating to achieve a shared goal. Last but not least, my adaptability and flexibility are among my best qualities. I'm willing to perform tasks outside the scope of my job description and put in more time as needed to support the company. The next walk-in interview question for freshers is, why should we hire you? This is a tough one, but it's also a great opportunity to stand out. Make sure you give a passionate answer that also demonstrates that their company will see a positive return on their investment. So here's a great example answer to help you. Why should we hire you? I am the kind of worker who is continually searching for the methods to advance my abilities and positively impact the business. Therefore, you should hire me. And I am the person you should hire because I accept criticism to advance professionally, welcome change with positivity, and take responsibility for issues and challenges rather than delegating them to my line manager. Now, in preparation for your freshers walk-in interview, I also recommend you prepare answers to the following questions. What are your salary expectations? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? That's a really good one. How well do you work in a diverse team? What is more important, fast or friendly service? Do you prefer working as part of a team, or are you better working alone? Describe a time when you've dealt with a difficult customer. How would you deal with a difficult co-worker? That's a really challenging one. What skills do you possess that you think would be an asset to our team here? Describe a time when you've managed multiple tasks all at once. We pride ourselves on great service. Describe a time when you've delivered great customer service. Why have you chosen to work for us over our competitors? Describe a time when you've shown flexibility. Tell me what you know about our organisation in terms of our values and ethics. So the next thing to do, if you'd like to download example answers to these and all of the toughest freshers walk-in interview questions, is to please make sure you click that button in the top right hand corner of this video right now, head through to my website howtobecome.com, where you can download these slides and get access to 30 freshers walk-in interview questions and high scoring answers to each question in a PDF guide. You can literally have access and the slides within your inbox within 2 minutes from now, and it's guaranteed to help you prepare effectively for your interview and also, more importantly, put you ahead of the competition. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, as I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their job interviews, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. Please also hit that like button, because that encourages me to make more videos just like this one. And if you have any questions regarding any job interview, please feel free to put these in the comment section below where I'll get back to you. And please do let me know the name of the job role that you are applying for so I can give you specific help. And finally, if you'd like to connect with me on LinkedIn, I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below. It's always great to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best for your interview. Have a fantastic day.